iconic. Truly. This is like what also, is this like the reptilian shit that y'all been talking about? Because like him looking in the camera and the eyes are the window to the soul and whatnot, and I can't tell if it's fear in his eyes or just like evil. I mean, evil is just the absence of love, basically, but I mean, sir, your soul is showing. Also, I'd just like to take the time to say that I've been telling you what's done in the dark's coming to light, in Pluto retrograde in Capricorn now, after dipping into Aquarius, is not here to play. All the darkness is being purged.
You have bloody done it. They have just become the first country ever to land a spacecraft on the moon's south pole after successfully touching down moments ago. And honestly, big W to India, because they were laughed at in 2019 when their Chandrayaan 2 spacecraft crashed and failed. But they did not give up, and today they just made history. And not only that, but they can now set to work on researching the possibility of a permanent lunar base on the moon for scientists, as it's believed that the South Pole's craters contain ice, which could be melted and used for fuel, oxygen, and a water source for extended periods of time. I'm sure a lot of amazing discoveries are around the corner. And of course, I'll keep you updated on all of them.
Okay, so boom. So Giuliani turned himself into the Fulton County Jail today, and this is his mugshot. Giuliani is out.
Shit, Cancer. I just finished your reading, and we were talking about rainbows. Look at that. Feels like all the way up. How strong it is. Your rainbow is worth the rain, baby.
To me in a moment, I really wanna ride the wave. I'm feeling out of mind today. A vision of the clouds away, the clouds away, the cloud away. And you'd like a better emotion. While you're dying for me to be open.
Mugshot that rang from round the world. Out here looking like evil Donald Duck. This is what joy feels like. Just hope restored. We got this.
This the guy? The Messiah, the chosen one?
This is your man.
Yes.
Look at the screen.
That's mine. And I'm gonna stick beside him.
And that's what you're gonna settle for.
I'm gonna stick beside him.
Why is it taking me so long to pick out? Mars is moving into Libra this weekend.
First time ever recorded, scientists say that an 8-centimeter worm has been found alive and wriggling around in the brain of an Australian woman. The only thing not shocking about that sentence is the country. And you want to know what our symptoms were? Stomach aches, a cough, forgetfulness, and depression. The 64-year-old woman was admitted to hospital in January 2021, remember that date, and a scan later revealed something strange in the right frontal lobe of her brain. In June 2022, she underwent a biopsy in which the neurosurgeon said that she pulled out the parasite with her tweezers, and to her shock and horror, it was happily moving around quite vigorously outside the brain. Scientists believe that the woman became the accidental host after she cooked some plants she foraged storage that happened to be contaminated by python feces and parasite eggs. A parasitology expert said that this is a new infection never documented before in a human being. And researchers are now warning that this case highlights the increased danger of diseases and infections being passed from animals to people. The woman is alive and recovering well.
Hey, so there's a lot going on. Mercury is retrograde in Virgo right now, and I want to focus on that. I feel like Mercury retrograde in Virgo is really just here to get us together. If anything, I think things are going to be glitchy. That's really the only effect that I'm seeing of it. Maybe analysis paralysis, but Spirit, what do you have to tell us about this Mercury retrograde? I did see it reversed. And so I do feel like there's supposed to be this outpouring of the past, this reevaluation of the past. Maybe somebody with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements coming back from the past. But I do feel like there's something about also giving yourself credit for the small wins. You have come a long way, and you deserve to let go. Hi, it's your girl Jay, and Venus is going direct this weekend, but she's still in post retrograde shadow until October 7th. But let's see what will ease up. What shifts when Venus goes direct. I feel like a lot of us have been caught up in trauma bond or thinking or trauma bonding kind of situations, and we're not going to be afraid to cut the cords. We're not going to be afraid to trust in our originality or to go towards what we want. I feel like everybody is moving forward towards acknowledging their particular brand of willful blindness, and the fact that there's a lot of emotions and spirituality that's been put on the back burner. But how can you receive the new crown the divine is trying to give you? How can you upgrade the swords, the protection, if you don't let yourself see? Venus direct in Leo is going to really give you the, I feel like, emotional distance or the deeper access to your heart, actually, where you can still see that there were abandonment issues or wounds or someone that you really cared for that let you down, and that wound is still festering or had been still festering in your heart, and you've been like la sweeping it under the rug. And I just feel like that inescapable light of Leo. Now the sun is in Virgo, and I just feel like we're going to have the emotional detachment that we need to process this data so that we can move forward, so we can upgrade the tools that we are using, and so that we can really tune into our self-worth so we can upgrade the company that we keep. So yeah, tomorrow night is the full moon in Pisces. It will be happening at 7:36 p.m. Mountain, 9:36 p.m. Eastern. And honestly, blue moons aren't that huge a deal. It's just 2 full moons in a month. I mean, it happens enough for a blue moon to be a thing. So, yes, it's cool, but it's not like super rare is all I'm saying. But it is the end of a lunar cycle. And so this is the last full moon, and when she has the next full moon in Aries, it'll be something different. And I want to pull from this deck, but she wants to be slid. Hey. Full moons are about releasing, and this is about Pisces, I believe. So releasing the old cycle. Also releasing the fact that you don't believe how much the divine is involved and how much they're about to show up for
You missed tonight's blue moon, you will not be able to see another one for the next 14 years. Which is exactly why there's a saying called once in a blue moon. So here's a quick test to see if you actually give a shit. Pros of seeing the moon: it'll be 14% bigger and 30% larger than a typical one. You can tell people the next day that you saw it. All you have to do is look up. And if it is actually cool, then you won't have FOMO the next day. Cons of seeing it: the people you tell probably won't give a shit. The moon isn't actually gonna be blue. You're probably gonna make all the effort to go outside, look up, and just see clouds. If you try to take a picture, it'll just be a white dot. And most importantly, let's be honest, you'll probably forget. So based on the give a shit list, the question is tonight's blue supermoon a W or L?
This full moon in Pisces with Saturn retrograde and Neptune retrograde there. It's like, yo, what illusion or delusion are you still attached to? Who are you still attached to? Is there some sort of ex? Are you seeking closure, or like, do you need to resolve a personal issue? What's really going on? I also feel like a lot of y'all have big folk dreams. You want to do stuff on a national or international scale, and it's just like, hey, are your actions matching your ambitions? You know, you may try to like opt out for the quick and dirty, like get rich quick shit, and it's just not going to have the results that you want. Versus you taking it. It's like climbing the mountains versus taking the helicopter ride. A lot of you, you're almost there. Don't give up. It's really, really important to know when to flow and when to stretch yourself. So for this full moon in Pisces, what needs to be released is this delusion or illusion or concept that you have of delayed success. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, maturing, acquiring the skills, the wisdom, the tools that you need so that you can take on the world and accomplish your part, your mission, what you came here to do. I do feel like this full moon is also is stripping away like this idea of a lack of completion or stagnation, like you're releasing these failed plans or failures, releasing mistakes. You know what I mean? There's just something here about also you're in the house too much. It's time to like get outside, at least let yourself enjoy the end of summer, the onset of autumn, and really do what you can to experience